What's going on, guys? Today's video is a complete canon timeline for the Star Wars universe. This is the official timeline as of December 2020. Stay tuned. Okay, so disclaimer. This video only includes the movies and TV shows. I will be doing an expanded version which includes the books, comics, games, etc. later on, and I will link it in the description below when it's finished for those who are interested. This video is a guide to the correct way to watch for full story cohesion. It's also the perfect way to introduce a newcomer to the franchise. Let's do this. First up, we have Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, which introduces us to the Skywalker family for the first time. From there, we jump 10 years into the future for Episode 2, Attack of the Clones.
Begun. The Clone War has.
The end of Episode 2 begins the Clone Wars, and is where the TV show of the same name takes place. Note that the Clone Wars series does quite a lot of bouncing around, so it's best to watch it in a specific chronological order, which I will link down below for those who are interested. You can, however, watch the Clone Wars in the release order, and it won't really hurt anything. It just kind of jumbles up the timeline a little bit, and some people get confused, which is why this was released. In my opinion, it's best to watch it that way. It's a lot less confusing, and the story just flows much better as a whole. But it's entirely up to you. The end of the Clone Wars is right where Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, begins, with one small exception. It's best to wait until after you watch Episode 3 to watch the final 3 episodes of the Clone Wars series. I don't want to give anything away, but it'll make sense once you watch it. From here we jump 6 years ahead to Solo, a Star Wars story, which introduces us to fan favorite characters Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Lando Calrissian for the very first time. The new upcoming series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, takes place here, 4 years after Solo, and 10 years total after we last saw him in Episode 3. Little is known about it at this time other than it will focus on Obi-Wan's time between Episode 3 and Episode 4. Jump another 4 years ahead, and it brings us to Star Wars Rebels, a TV series about a ragtag group of rebels trying to survive in a world dominated by the Empire. This then brings us to Rogue One, a Star Wars story, which overlaps a bit with the end of Star Wars Rebels. It also ends right where Episode 4, A New Hope, begins. As most people know, Episode 4 was the original Star Wars movie that was released back in 1977, that started this entire franchise.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
3 years after the events of A New Hope, we have Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, which continues the story of the Rebel Alliance trying to stop the Empire. 1 year after this, we come to Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, which shows the defeat of the Empire and the return of peace, prosperity, and order to the galaxy. Or so they thought. The hit TV series The Mandalorian takes place here, 5 years after the events of Episode 6, and focuses on a post-Empire world trying to find its footing again. A nice 25-year jaunt into the future brings us to Star Wars Resistance, a TV series that serves as both a prequel and sequel story to the events that happen in Episodes 7, 8, and 9. It also introduces us to the First Order for the first time. Here, you will want to watch Season 1, Episodes 1 through 19, which will then bring you to the events in Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Episode 7 brings back many fan favorite characters as well as a few new ones to battle the sinister new First Order. After Episode 7, you'll want to continue watching Star Wars Resistance. You'll want to watch the last 2 remaining episodes in Season 1 and the very first episode in Season 2 before moving on to Episode 8, The Last Jedi. You'll then want to finish off the rest of Star Wars Resistance Season 2, and then round it all off with Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, which takes place 1 year later. And that's it, the full chronological canon order of the Star Wars universe. There are new shows and movies coming, so this list will change. I will make updates as needed. As always, thank you for watching, and have a great day. Later.